Hello and welcome back to MoisTea Gaming, and in this one we have some rather wet goodness for you. Isn't that exciting? Rook, another YouTuber who has also played the game for a many number of years. We caught him, that's right, in our war with France. We managed to grab him as they tried to intercept the port battle fleet. We grabbed some of them. He was it and his motley crew of people, and this is that battle. Unfortunately, I did goof up the noise, the audio, because I'm a lemon, and that is rather disappointing. But as you can see here, there's so many ships, man. I haven't seen this for quite a while. There's a good few. So this was on our way to Placentia, I think. So this was a bit ago. Again, I'm late editing, as always. And yeah, so we were screening. We grabbed a few of the French, and it turned out to be Rook and some of his buddies. Now, this video, like I said, it's going to be a little bit different. So the actual battle itself is going to be in ×2 zoom. So what happened with the audio is I pressed the wrong button, and the game sound and the voices of the people in the battle were not recorded. So I've just muted it. And we're going to go through it a little bit different on this one. It's all I could do with it, essentially. It was about a 45-minute battle, but it's going to be shrunk to about 20. Now, before we get stuck in, if you do want to join our clan, look at the Discord in the membership, Discord, link down below. Have a look. Alrighty, so the way I'm going to have to do this is a little bit weird. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there we go. So I've had to do some right mucking about, but no, I'm actually watching it with you as we are going around, and I'm going to be your commentator today. Okay, so what happened here? We managed to grab Rook. We didn't quite know at the time. I think they actually tagged us, and yeah, we were all there, and he is rather close by, so he is immediately, obviously, the first target. You can see me loading charge here, going for a bit of rear action. Oh wow, it looks funky, doesn't it, in ×2? That's interesting. First video I've done in ×2, so if you do have any thoughts on it in ×2, then do let me know, and I'll consider whatever you suggest. But no, God, the screen moves around loads, doesn't it? But yes, now a good double raking there. I think some of them bounce. He was a girthy build, I'll tell you that. I mean, look at that. He's angling it, and it's thinking about bouncing. The convergence is at 100 there, so I should have done it a bit further down so they actually shoot with less of an angle. But still, we've got him there by the balls. Now, the rest of the guys are a little bit over there. I was encouraging them greatly to just get down here. We could not let Rook escape. If I click on the map for more than half a second, their buddies are all the way down there to the left and beyond currently. I don't know what that shot was. Just don't think about that. But no, we've got him. We've got him. He's got no support and he's on his own. I mean, if he wants to get away, then he's going to have to go full pelt. But I've got the wind on him, and he's not going to be able to use it. I'm stealing all of it from him. How wonderful is that? Now, a few of the guys are chain loaded, and he's trying to defend himself with chain, with piddling around with the sails. And here is actually trying to slip behind me, and thankfully I catch it just in time to prevent him from slipping behind and getting away. So he was going to get skinny from all of our guys. So those are all his friends over there, and there you go. He's still trying it, but he can't go anywhere. This actually allows, because I did spot it just in time, my guys to get close. Anvil, and who else we got in there? I can't see. I think Vlad's in there. Contempt might be in there. A few of the regulars. And yeah, we get him down pretty good. He can't go anywhere. So this is a huge win immediately for the coming engagement. And it's a bloody good job we got him, to be honest, because it got a little bit hairy later on, as you'll see. I just had to completely deny from going anywhere. At this point, it also looked like he was potentially going to try and slip through that way. So I had to tell the guys to move, go back, turn around, stick together, because sticking together is key in this game. Do it correctly and you are golden. Now Firkin is in a Bologna. Oh yeah, Firkin's there in his Bologna. He's a little bit close to the enemy right now, so he's probably going to get singled out because he's not in a big belt. We've also got Paul in here, I believe, in a Trincomalee somewhere. I'm not too sure where. But, oh yeah, just had a flash of him then. But no, Rook's over there, and he's just about escaping, which is an absolute pain in the arse. Firkin's being clobbered, singled out by the guys. Now, these lot are experienced players, don't get me wrong. So you do have to be careful. I was the only one really with firepower who could tickle him, so I had to stick a Rook, and I really wanted to murder him. Because that's just wonderful, is it not? Solid stern rake in there, excellent. His repair is probably up by now, and he cannot escape. Paul's on the left of him, but it's only a trink, so he's going to be struggling to do something major. I think he does get clobbered. I think Firkin had some issues with getting targeted there, so he kind of had to do what he had to do and try and survive a little bit. So I continue to chase him down. Currently he's just a little bit far ahead of me to get a solid shot on, but I think I'm just a little bit quicker than him because we've got a little bit of chain on him. That Implacable is proving a nuisance though. As you can see, he's trying to come to Rook's aid there. Now Paul, he's probably about to get slapped from what I remember. Probably not the best idea to sit broadside to broadside with a first rate in a trink, but it is what it is. Yeah, so he's on his own. There you go. Okay, so me and Paul are basically out of that fight at that point, and Firkin is getting slapped about sideways because the enemy are not running away. They are pretty much fully engaging at this point, and the Implac on the left is engaging. They're getting close to the trink, trying to shoot that. Now we've got Firkin pretty much on his own with the enemy ships surrounding him. So he's in a bit of a pickle there. Now the other two ships that we've got in here are, I think we had, was it Raposo? I can't remember. Vlad's in. Oh, Krieg, I can see the names flashing up. I think they were in first rates. Yeah, there you go. Firkin's in his Bologna. We have Vlad in his Victory. Someone else in a Santa Ana, I believe that's ours. But yeah, it just got a little bit sketchy, so we had to make sure they all kind of got away. The enemy regrouped and they were charging down on them trying to murder Firkin. Now I couldn't leave Rook, I had to get rid of him. I think Paul has just received an absolute pelting, and as you can see on the map there, the guy on the left in the Implac is also smashing Paul, his little trink, very bravely standing up to the first rate or whatnot, but no, Paul is taking it like a champ there, and Rook is nearly dead. He cannot escape, which is excellent. Now Anvil and whoever that is, because I can't see, I think it was Krieg, moved down to help Firkin. Firkin's was just a getaway at that point. It was there you go, you can see it. Firkin's sailing away. Those two were closing down on that enemy ship, which I think was a Santa Ana, a little bit on its own. I think once I deal with the Rook and look at the map a little bit more, there you go, you saw a glimpse of it then. So you got that one ship closing on Firkin and Vlad, and the other one went to go and stop him. Firkin's now got away, and the other two ships, enemy ships, are a little bit further away, so they're currently closing the distance. So we've got Firkin alive, which is a very good thing indeed. Rook is now nearly dead. Paul got slapped about, but he's still alive, and that Implacable's still being a little bit of a nuisance. Probably going to go and get me shortly. I just needed to polish him. As soon as I polished him, fine, I can get back with the guys, and then actually try and murder somebody else. Rook will be rather happy he didn't actually burn alive in this one, like he seems to be doing in every battle that he keeps talking about. Anyway, he's always saying, oh, I keep being burnt alive in all the port battles and whatnot, so at least he didn't do it on this one. He actually sank normally in this time. So that Victory, enemy Victory, is still charging towards Firkin in his Bologna. it flashed up on the map. He's just currently trying to go out in survival mode. Rook does another desperate hull repair. It's not quite enough. I'm still sat on his ass, thankfully. But it does delay me further from helping the guys. Now that implacable there, it is a threat, but not on its own against the first rate. It's just not enough of it, so I just ignore it and finish Rook off. The biggest threat it is to is the, say, Bologna. Firkin's pretty much gone away there. We've got Vlad, Steel and Anvil. Yeah, Vlad's in the Santa Ana, Anvil is in the Victory, and they are currently just fending off the other ships, keeping them occupied. So now this is about to turn a little bit different, as I am now actually able to become free in the battle. So Anvil and Vlad are very much fully alive, just shooting them by the looks of things, not taking any major damage. Now I had a choice here. I needed to get down to the guys, but that implacable in front of my ship is a threat to Firkin, who is a little bit crippled. We also had Paul floating around. I think he had a bit of sail trouble in this one. You'll see a little bit later that he's floating about my boat. So there we go. I think we're starting to regroup. So them two are disengaging, Vlad and I see. Oh, too quick for him to put it on. But Vlad and Anvil, those two ships there, they're now coming towards me. We're all grouping up because that engagement is done, and then we had more firepower. See, so there is method to the madness. Firkin's well over to the right on by this point. He's just needed to avoid all of the damage, and he's actually now coming towards us as well. So the enemy are now a little bit split. We had that one Implac, which is now behind me, and we had the 3 other enemy ships darted around that way, currently trying to close in on Vlad and Anvil, as you can see at the top of your screen. Now there you go, Eula. So this is just a regroup mission now before we can try and pick a target. What I wanted to do was have, well, obviously save Firkin. Paul needed a bit of protection, but he wouldn't have been primaried anyway unless he was just there. So ideally I wanted the enemy ships, the singular ship on one side. I wanted a bit of a line going on. So that implacable there, that one, Euler, I wanted him on the left of me so that the entire squadron that we have could shoot him. This is what I'm trying to organise now, so we can all shoot. And it looks like it's probably going to happen. Now I did get a couple of broadsides in. Here's one of them coming up now after I aimed it a little bit. And I think it was quite squishy. I can't quite remember. There you go. Bear in mind, I did have charge loaded, so no idea, but it took a fair bit of damage from that. And then have the other guys on that side that we could just shoot. That was the idea. Now Vlad at this point was actually getting a little bit tickled. His right hand side was hammered as he got focused, so that probably wasn't going to happen at that point, so I just needed them to get away a little bit more. But this is the beginning of where Paul had his sailing incident. There we go. So there, if that Trincomalee just flashed on your screen real quick, maybe ×2 isn't the best option. But I certainly didn't want to be doing this for a full 45 minutes, that is for sure. So I'm watching this with you at this point. This is how I'm doing this recording. So Vlad is a bit hammered and needs to be yeah, Paul over there. Sorry, I'm getting distracted now. Paul accidentally turned people off the sails and couldn't figure out what was going on. We've all done it, especially with the survival. We've accidentally clicked it off. Well, he did it with the sails, and that actually murdered him. They take a minute to start firing at him, but he did get murdered. Now we're still thinking about grouping up. That implacable over there is fucking off a little bit. We're just trying to. I'm not actually trying to go to Paul there. I don't think. I'm trying to get to the other bigger ships. There's a wind shift going on, or at least I think there is. I'm not too sure now. This has actually gone really, really quickly. How long have we got left on this now? Where's my mouse? Oh, we've got a bit. Okay, yeah, no, still going. So this got a little bit sketchy. So the Bologna, as you can see, Anvil's quite healthy. Vlad's repairing. Paul's about to get shagged. I'm in a pretty good spot, but I just need to get to the guys. And Firkin in his Bologna is not great. So now we just need to try and pick a target. This is where Paul dies. He's just sat in front of them and he can't get out of it. They see that and just absolutely shag him sideways. So the wind has had a bit of a tickle. I'm reversing now, it must be on purpose. I can't remember what was said, but it's just a case of shoot a little bit. Whoever shot that missed and needs to be lemoned. There may have been, I would have seen that. So I think we're all going backwards, I'm not too sure. Firkin is behind me? Yeah, it's not too bad at that point, but as you can see the enemy are trying to close in on him. They're all going down there. That's a future threat and we can't have that, so we need Vlad to turn around, Anvil to turn around. We just need to sort of engage. That implacable over there was a bastard. It just kept lurking, being a threat in all the wrong locations for me. It was an absolute pain in the ass. So as you can see, they've still got formidable firepower in the field. We're currently shooting a little bit at range, but right now it looks like they have the firepower advantage on guns that are actually closed. Paul's still getting shagged. Firkin is definitely the main target, as you can tell. That victory just fired on him. I'm just being completely ignored. If they can get rid of that Bologna, great stuff for them. So it definitely makes sense. I just needed to protect him. Firkin's not in a great position. He's got that implacable on his left. That implacable has more firepower than the Bologna on its own, never mind being shot at by another victory. And already being in a damaged boat. See, look, he's getting a bit tickled now. I think I'm manoeuvring to position myself between him and the enemy, but there's not that many places he can go. So our two buddies that are currently behind us are on the way. It's looking a little bit more sketchy. We've got 3 first rates over there bearing down on me or Firkin, and a looming implacable. We just needed to get our other guns down here, which as you can see currently are not in the best position. So I just needed to keep Firkin alive for long enough without getting shagged myself, and then we will be okay. Now they've still not started shooting me. Either still hasn't properly been shot. Firkin's now on the move in the right direction, which is good news, but the implacable is coming in for another broadside. But he's now skinny enough. See that? All that missed? That would have been from one of the victories over there. So they... Oh, I'm getting shot out here. Again, all missed. They are not tracing their shots. Rookie mistake, but a lot of people do it. You'll be surprised to get confident. Or even if they have traced, and then the ship moves, and they're not prepared for it, it knackers it. Which is an absolute disaster, because the full broadside is then wasted. Which is a nightmare. So at this point, I'm just getting skinny. Vlad and Anvil are just exchanging a little bit of fire. I just need to protect Firkin as best as possible. That implacable is still on his arse, looking nasty. See, look, that's not good. But I am getting there. Is going to be... Oh, see, look, another one. See that? Or the murdering fish again instead of actually hitting the enemy. That could have killed Firkin, but that was a missed opportunity by the enemy. Euler's probably going to watch this later on and go, ah, yeah, nah. And all his clan mates are going to slap him in the face for that, as is fully expected. Now, Vlad's not looking great. His right hand side is still being hammered. I think he's now being focused again. Firkin's not looking great. At this point, it was just a case of managing the damage as best as possible. We weren't necessarily putting that much out. I think the guys down there are being a little bit tickled, but we don't have anything serious on any one particular target. So it wasn't looking great at this point, to be completely honest. But I get the feeling later on. See, we started hitting him, so Firkin is now just about got another repair on. And looking at this, our guys are now closing in, so we can actually start getting some fire down. Anvil's very healthy, just like what I am, which is wonderful. And we start to use that. The enemy ships are now more spread out. The big boats are all the way down there, cannot effectively get fire on, which is excellent news. So I'm protecting Firkin, and it looks like Anvil is protecting Vlad. So we still have all the firepower there. You can easily shoot over your friendly boat. You just need to take a little bit longer to actually get that shot in. Now, that implacable is proving to be a pain in the ass still. Lurking like an absolute bastard. But no, we're doing alright. And then that one Concord in the victory. Start focusing him off. Get him off. He's the only one out of those big boats that can actually shoot. at our buddies properly, so we'll just get rid of him a little bit. The Implacable knows he's took a few broadsides. Ooh, that was a good shot. Now see, Concord is getting knackered now though. The other thing, the Implacable has just done a repair, so he's proving a little bit more difficult again, but the Bologna is now pretty much safe and can potentially get back in the fight. Anvil over there on his own is still very much not taking much damage, but we've hammered Concord down enough so that he has to turn off. So now it's only an issue of really getting away a little bit, because the only ships that can fire are 3 miles away. See that? I've already called it. So Vlad and Anvil, if you had a quick glimpse at that map, are now arse on the enemy ships down there, the big boats, so they're just not going to take any damage. To too far away, which is excellent. So now the only one really that is a threat is that Implacable, which is very much buggering off. I think this is where we all start to disengage. Yes, I do believe it is. Yeah, we're not far from now. Hopefully this has been relatively entertaining to you. A lot different than my normal videos, but it's the only way I can salvage the footage from my absolute lemon of a mistake. Do let me know what your thoughts are on it. Was it crap? Do let me know. I do want to know. I want your review on this video. Was it worth keeping? Was the ×2 okay? Would you have rather me done it a little bit slower, perhaps? I don't know. Let me know, because I'll probably do this kind of thing again if I make another mistake, or if it's requested, then I might even do that. We'll see. I think I've got another one where I did muck up some of the footage, so if you've got any recommendations on how I could improve upon this, then let me know, because I will take that into the next one that I have muddled up with the audio. Just like this one. But yeah, no, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next episode, which is I'm not sure. I'm a little bit behind, and I've kind of got muddled up with all the dates and everything. I think it might be the raid. There's another raid coming. I think that's the next one. And then we've got some flag plans. We did the flag plan. There was another flag plan. A few other big battles. Now there's quite a few big battles going on soon, and they'll all be on YouTube for you to watch. I hope I've not mackered all of this up. Let's have a quick look-see. No, I haven't. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Join the Discord and say hello. Have a good one. I'm glad you liked that one. There's more of that on your screen right now. Make sure that you tickle that before you disappear and hit the like button. That makes me rather excited, and if you hit the subscribe button, I'll be even more excited. Don't forget about the links in the description. There's plenty of good things in there, from a Discord link to instant gaming links and all of that shabazz. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra for now.